Yes, lads, what is going on? What is going on? International break is upon us after, I guess, today's very short fixtures. What we got? A couple of Liga 2 games. Bit of Argentina as well, sprinkled in. Bit of Colombia. What's going on? Alex? What's going on, pal? Super Totoro. That's a new name. What's going on, mate? Yeah, a bit of a... I don't really do streams on Monday normally. But yeah, I thought I'd chat about, what the ongoing issues are right now with classic comms on Sorare, and there's lots of talk, chat, whatever discussion on Twitter, and everywhere, I guess, anywhere that anyone's playing Sorare, Discord, and yeah, I thought it'd be a good little discussion. I was gonna make it like an actual video and just record it and have like the points I had in my head to just sort of jot down. But I thought it'd make a little bit more sense maybe to do it with sort of a live chat, because I think it's just better to bounce off each other that way. And I will be building some lineups for my members later on in the stream as well. I'm only going to be live probably for an hour and a half maybe. We'll build some lineups. I am going to try and predict the Welsh team or starting 11. They play Friday, so it's not this midweek. But anyway, I'm going to build a little, we'll call that like my lineup builder or whatever it is. We'll put that in a tab ready to go. But it's like lineup builder. And we'll do that at the end. Because, we have bigger fish to fry, lads. Let me just have a look at the chat. What we got? David Taylor, what's going on, mate? I have some strong thoughts on this, considering I play only Super Rare Classic right now. I'm basically earning 5 essence a weekend. Which means it takes 8 game weeks to get to a tier 5. That's not right, is it? That'd be 4 game weeks, right? Because 20 plus essence is a tier 5 plus. Or have I just got that wrong? Right? So like tier 5 plus is 20 essence. If you're averaging 5 a weekend, that would be 4 game weeks. Yeah. Not to say that that's not okay or whatever, but you know what I mean? Definitely not 8, is it? Charles, what's going on, mate? Arthur? Terrible game week. My training team was my highest score, I think. At least I'll get the XP. Yeah, that is that's a killer there, Al. Lobs, what's going on, mate? Simon, finally a stream where I'm not leaving for work. Love that, mate. Love that side. Just the visual of only paying cards to podium in Super isn't a good look. 100 plus entries in Classic Super for 3 card wins just isn't good for motivation. Is that in Premier League, Dave? I was saying midweeks are also game week. Yeah, but you can't really count that, Dave, because you're not actually inputting teams like Premier League teams, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it is a game week, but you're not actually fighting for that essence midweek, are you? I guess you could be in different ways, like specials, but there's no... I guess there is Champion Open sometimes in the midweek, but I kind of get your point, but I also think, that's maybe not the way to look at it, in my opinion. Like, I wouldn't be saying it takes me 8 game weeks if I'm not consistently playing those lineups in every one of those game weeks, if that makes sense. But yeah, no, I do get it. I'm not completely against you, you know that. What was it? Yeah, Super Rare Premier League. What we got? It's just so many fucking divisions, mad. Okay, so D1. So yeah, 3 winning lineups. I don't know how many entries. I'm guessing this is okay. So D1 has 37 entrants. So there's a 10%, win percentage there, or win ability, whatever you want to call it. Cards to entries ratio. D2 is again 3 cards, I'm assuming. And then what does that go down to? Is this the one with 100? 80, yeah, probably. Yeah, 92. Okay, so that's like a 3%, which is a lot less than 10%, obviously. David says, I have Champions cards too. I just think saying once a month in a tier 5 card, it isn't great. Okay, and then I'm going to push... Okay, I do get you, and that is fair. You do have champ cards. And this is not... Like, this stream isn't me like defending so in any way, shape, or form. Like I'm, trust me, like it's really not. But as far as what you're saying there with the tier 5 card, it's a tier 5 plus. Let's not forget that. So you could win a star rare. Just saying. I'm just saying. At minimum, it's a tier 5. I agree, but there is a chance of getting better. So yeah, but I agree with you. Like it's still not great. I'm not defending it, but you know what I mean. Bob Franklin, what's going on, mate? Dave Richards. And Tim, what's going on, lads? Yeah, so this is D3. So again, 3 cards. 3 cards, and what's the entries in this one? Only 60. Okay, but a couple of these are DMP, rubbish lineups or whatever. Drake, what's going on, mate? This one seems a little bit easier, I can't lie. I know it's D3, so it's kind of going to be, but 440. There you are there in 8th. So I guess, well, yeah. To be fair, Donnie, you basically almost would have won well, if Bart had Steel's score, if that makes sense, like 25 AA, you would have probably won a card, right? If yeah, like I said, if Steel took Bart's score, which was like 60 before Super Rare bonus, 70-ish, you would have finished 3rd, right? I know, again, if buts and maybes, but it's kind of true. Okay, so there's 100 in D2. Well, 92 in D2. I mean, I know this is not going to be everyone's problem. Not everyone plays Super Rare, but yeah, 3% win percentage. Sorry, lads. God, as soon as I fucking come on stream, I start sneezing. Unbelievable. Yeah, I think this is just a problem in general that we're seeing with the perception, the reality of how Classic looks right now, and it's not really a pretty sight in some ways. I think there's a few talking points that are very much on the user's perception in that sense. Like some people just don't see boxes as a reward, if that makes sense. Like they're just not seeing it, which I do get, because yeah, it's not a card. Obviously, it's potentially essence, potentially something, whatever, right? And we all kind of knew that classic comps are inflationary in that way. Like they're only ever gonna get harder to win because there's just more and more cards being minted, turning from in season to classic over the years. And then on the opposite side of that, what makes Sorare so fun and why we all kind of joined was the scarcity factor, right? Like there's only 100 of these, or there's only 1,000 of these cards. Well, that then goes against, like that actually works in a negative context, doesn't it, when we're talking about prizes? Because we can't just make more than 100 cards or make more than 1,000 cards of a player. So that is obviously an issue. That's kind of the yin and yang of having scarcity, right? The difficulty is getting out of Div 2 to getting into Div 1. Oh, mate, yeah, tell me about it. I've had some stinkers this week where, like, look, this is getting relegated, which, whatever, right? 340 points gets relegated these days, apparently. And then this one, Savio DMP. I know 260 points and Labrovic shit the bed as well, but yeah, just DMPs, man, are, more brutal than ever. And then for me to get back into D1 is just going to be basically impossible, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, man, it's tough. Like, staying on with the Super Rare stuff, I know this is like a personal thing, but like, okay, I'm winning a box here. 430 points wins you a box. Where am I? I'm in this one. It's not even a 5-star. You can get market credits or essence, of course, and whatever. At least there's no level ups in this box specifically. But man, the scores are just astronomical. I was speaking to one of my mates, Nashi, on Discord yesterday, and like, we were just kind of saying that like the margin for error now is just so minuscule. You've just got no chance. Like, unless you have a perfect week. Like in this lineup here, Arstan scores a goal, Aylin scores 100. I captain him. Like, I can't really get any better than that. Okay, my goalie doesn't keep a clean sheet. Araujo has a big chance created, and then Flo gets hooked at halftime. So, you just need such a perfect week. It is becoming just really, really frustrating, isn't it? And this is not just in Super, this is in any competition. Just catching up on the chat, lads. Mikey Baston, what's going on, mate? Just catching up. Herdeki. Yeah, that was known, Sora, Totoro. Hiradeki was known to be ill before the deadline for sure. You want to play every week, but the smart thing is to not even enter if you aren't sure in D1 or D2, as being relegated is awful. Yeah, I agree with you, Dave. I do, mate. But even if you think you're sure, you still get a DMP and you're still fucked. Do you know what I mean? So like, or you can time your entrance into these divisions as much as you like, but if you still get a DMP, you're still screwed, aren't you? That's kind of the issue there. Manuel says 430 with super bonus and 50% captain doesn't sound too high. No, it's not. I'm not saying it should have won anything like greater. I'm saying that the actual where is it? What was it? Child D1. Like the actual score that ended up winning cash. Why is this only showing top 3? Yeah. Nah, more than that win cash. It's like top 7. Like 511 points. I know it's super rare, but like 500 points. And then in rare, what was the competition with all the PSV stacks? I'm guessing it was Challenger. Challenger Classic. No, that's Champ. Child Classic. Yeah, it was. I don't know if it was this one, but yeah, you got some of the Club Rouge that's showing, because normally it shows you how many cards they win, but like with the green and black outline or text color or whatever. Yeah, let me catch up with the chat. Our classic comms only there because Sorare told us would have ongoing utility within the platform. The changes made from August are obvious. What Sorare would do if starting now, but they are tied to half. The 50% captain bonus inflates a lot of scores, still hoping to revert. Yeah, I agree with you, Withy. I do agree with you. I don't think the 50% captain bonus is necessary, is it really? Like, why do we need that, realistically? Ian, what's going on, mate? Can't hang about for the stream. No worries, mate. No worries at all. Thank you for popping in. To what went before, so felt have to offer something, they are likely to lose people. But if you don't give any, I'm not saying they haven't done this, but if you don't give any utility for those classic cards, Mikey, then it's basically FIFA, right? Effectively. Alex Coombs was the Cavalier DMP. There was rumours that he was going to get, people are saying it wasn't even dropped. People are saying that tactically the manager wanted to go with that goalkeeper this game, but obviously they still ended up losing. So 50% bonus is really high. You either have smashes via Buscagli or it's impossible to get first place. I agree with you, Manuel. I do. Tom, what's going on, pal? A couple of the other things I tweeted about a few days ago, but I think the perception now of classic compared to like when we used to play for the threshold and you're playing against the game, that's one of the biggest ones for me, that I think genuinely our minds aren't sort of acclimatizing to the fact that we're playing against other people all the time now, not against the game. I think that change is like the transition or whatever you want to call it. It definitely is frustrating, and yeah, it's just so hard to. Yeah, it's not hard to wrap your head around. It's just, I don't know. It's just a tough one to kind of take, right? Non-stick Glamour, what's going on, mate? It actually makes the bigger whales even more powerful as they own the best cards. As you say, if your captain doesn't score 70 plus, in my opinion, your lineup won't touch the podium. Oh, 100%, mate. 100%. Ooh, non-stick had a DMP 1040. Exactly, that is the model that works, the FIFA one. That is what they are doing. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it just alienates all of us that have been around for 4 or 5 years, right? Or anyone that's been around for however long. Like, if you own classic cards, it does feel, well, it is. We are, in some way are being, I mean, I don't want to call it screwed over, because we all could see these changes happening, like as far as the threshold going and stuff. Like that needed to happen for the sake of the game. We were all in agreement on that, I think. Yeah, agree. These issues aren't new, but we have always had threshold to fall back on to save the game week. I agree with you with it. Yeah. Now that's gone, a losing game week feels much worse. And on top of that, mate, people aren't counting boxes as wins. People aren't seeing that as a win, because compared to winning cash from a threshold, it's not. I agree. It ain't. I do agree with them in that sense. But ultimately, I'm seeing so many screenshots on Twitter saying, I haven't won anything here, when they're blatantly winning a 5-star box half the time. And it's just like, in that 5-star box could be 20 essence or whatever, which is a card at minimum. I know it could be a tier 5 and whatever, but I just think it is being blinded a little bit. The reward boxes, they're making us feel like they're not actually rewards. People are looking at them as just not a reward when they are a reward. Yeah, they're not threshold. And I think this has been spoken about before, but, in these boxes, why don't they? I know it comes down to like scarcity again and having the actual cards to do this. That's a 3-star box. Let me just go to a 5-star. Like to encourage, wanting to play in the higher divisions as well. So this is a tier, so 5-star box. This is any scarcity, doesn't matter. Like, you remember that time where we had like a low percentage of a card within the box as well as the essence? Like, I think that for a perception situation would work, a lot better than what it is right now. As far as people thinking that, like, they aren't winning anything. Just having small percentages of cards being in those boxes, or the chance of, a 0.5% of a star or 0.1% of a star, whatever it is, 1% of a super. Like, I know there needs to be cards to do this. Like, there's only so many cards to go around. I get it. But that perception thing is huge. Right now, winning a reward box doesn't feel like a reward. That's kind of what, we're getting at here, right? As one of the issues. There's obviously loads of issues. Lads, there's 80 of us here, by the way. If you haven't left a like on the stream, please do. Honestly, it means a lot to me. Even if you don't like me and don't want to like it, just please do. So I'm just catching up with the chat. Charles says, I don't think it's a classic issue personally. People have higher XP, collection bonus, and 50% captain. Scores will look higher. Look at the JPL special. Needed in season and scores were still super high. Completely agree. I do agree on that side as well. But the 50% captain it ain't helping with the perception, if that makes sense. Like, I think it's unnecessary. Jack, I don't know how long Stefan Fry is out for. Sorry, mate. I think classic is still worth for them. People still trade classic cards for 5% fee. I also see a lot of people leaving the platform as they do, if they do the FIFA model. Yeah, I agree with you, Juju. I do, mate. I do. 5-star champ boxes are worth $31 right now. Is that from like things calculation? What's his name? Peter. Is that from Peter's calculation, is it? Interesting. So like these boxes here. Are we saying that box there is worth $31? Because I don't see, I know, the essence or whatever, but unless I'm missing something, if you win 3 level ups, that ain't worth $31. But I could be wrong. Mikey Baston, don't get me wrong, Harry. I agree with you wholeheartedly. They have lost their USP that separated them, but that isn't sustainable, so have to follow the established path. I also agree with that, Mikey. Yeah, I know. I know why it's like we get the changes, don't we? I just think as classic players, it just feels impossible to win these days if you don't have PSV and Challenger. And yeah, I don't know. But people, the argument of like, oh, let's stop stacking. Well, then that just goes against collection bonus and stuff, doesn't it? So it's like you can't have one and the other, if that makes sense. It just doesn't work. You can't have your cake and eat it type of thing. Ultimately, their issue is the system right now doesn't work. You can't keep adding more cards year on year. If they said a player could never have more than X cards, that would help. But that's the issue, right? They're in the business of selling cards as their single sole income right now. So either that changes, like they get multiple streams, but like they can't encourage people to not buy, like to have a cap on cards, if that makes sense, because eventually people will have enough cards to where Sorare can't even sell them any cards because they've put a cap on it. And so the only way they're going to sell cards is to new users. But relying on just new users is a model that I don't think works. I think you need existing users buying cards and you need new users buying cards. And existing users are cheaper to kind of get in than acquiring new users. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. But Soren would need another. Yeah. David did say that as well. Yeah, sorry, Dave. I just see that now. You did say they should get another stream. But what is that stream? We need to come. They need to come up with that one as well, right? We saw. Nep speaks about it all the time, like the cosmetics and stuff. I think they're missing a trick with things like that. cosmetics, buying cases for your cards, buying fancy, things that go on the back of the cards to show them, show your card, look, I won this competition with this card back in the day type of thing. Like, cosmetics is definitely something that needs to be explored, a bit. I don't know whether that solves all the, the financial issues. Not saying they have issues, but, keeps them, healthy to where they don't need to rely on one income. We're now just winning the chance of a chance to get something decent. Yeah. Fractionalized rewards, right? I think people have, we're all, we're not stupid. We know that they're basically slowing down card rewards, which again, we know that needs to happen as well, though, don't we? Like, there's so many sides to this argument to where, like, I completely get Sorare's side of things, but I also think, don't alienate your classic players, if that makes sense, to the point where, like, it feels like in season they're just getting everything because, in a way, rightly so, because they're buying new cards, they're helping the business continue to grow, and they should be rewarded for that. But don't alienate your classic sort of customers and players and cards to the point where, everyone's just put off by playing classic. And I hope that's not their strategy to think, if everyone doesn't want to play classic, well, they'll just buy new cards. But that doesn't work because people have so many classic cards. We can't just keep buying more in-season cards year on year on year to where, your classic cards are point-blank useless, it feels like, unless you have, the creme de la creme of cards. And even then, it's still not, a certainty to win things. Jack says, only chance of winning... I am catching up with the chat, lad, sorry. Only winning a chance to win something decent by being impatient gambling. If you hold the essence for 500, you guarantee yourself something good and valuable. That's a good point, Jack. But how long does that take, right? How long's a piece of string, basically, is that one or level ups in Classic? Well, I got a 5-star box from Bundesliga D1 last week and got 3 level ups. Yeah, there we go, Vice, 100%. Made some own calculations for all rare boxes based on player pools and valued level ups very low. One rare champ essence is currently worth around $2. Interesting. But that's the thing, Lino. Like, fair play for you to do, doing that work. Like, that's something I could never even dream about doing personally. Like, that takes a lot of skill and whatever, understanding about the economics of the game and stuff. But regardless, that isn't marketed by Sorare well enough. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, the average user doesn't know the one essence is worth $2. Do you get what I mean? That is the big issue. If we are going off the one champ essence is worth that, like, people don't appreciate that that's what it's worth because we're not told it's worth that. And Sorare can't just come out and say, lads, essence is worth $2. We get they can't say that, but ultimately the information, like, unless you're a fucking economist, you ain't gonna know these things. Football, avid football fans that play this game aren't all economists, sorry. So it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why everyone feels like they're getting screwed over, because nobody knows everything's worth, a champ essence is worth $2. Do you get what I mean? Maybe I just went on a rant there and that didn't make any sense, but I hope it made sense. Mikey says, only one place where Classic still has value. Go on, Mike, where's that? Kennedy, what's going on, pal? I still don't understand how Sorare makes so much money that they can give 100k in cash each week. Because they... Wait there, feels like my... There we go, sorry. Could you see them selling boxes like FIFA? I don't think so, Kai. I think that would be like a regulatory thing that maybe don't work. I don't know, though, but I can't imagine, sorry, it does. If I could get out of Classic now, I would, and I would just play in Season. 100%, Mike, but no one can get out, isn't it? That's the issue. I do think, though, I'd get bored, as what I love on this game is the chance to win a card, not just the cash. I know we haven't thought about any... Well, we have tried to think about a few solutions, but the whole, like, 50% get boxes in Season and 25 in Classic. What if that was flipped? What if it was 50% in Classic and 25 in in-season? I don't think that screws over anyone in in-season, because for a while, you didn't even win boxes in in-season. So you're still winning boxes, just half of them are. Like, I don't think you're devaluing in-season to the point where, like, people won't buy in-season cards because it's 25%, not 50. Whereas in Classic, I think if you change the boxes from 25% to 50, I think that does solve a issue. It still doesn't solve the issue of, like, people don't value boxes and value essence. But if there was just more boxes, more people are winning in Classic. Because that's the whole thing, right? People are saying, 1% of a pool, 1% of a tournament competition are winning something or winning a card. And we know reward boxes on cards, but if 50% of each classic division were winning essence, or winning a box, you know, before you were alienating 75% of classic, not alienating, but you know what I mean, 75% of classic players aren't winning in a competition, that would then go to 50%. Does that make a difference? I don't know. Maybe I'm just completely chatting rubbish here, but I think it makes a slight difference for sure. At no expense of like making in season that worse. Like we're not like bringing more rewards out of thin air there. We're literally just swapping in season and classic. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Mikey says classic cards are for collecting. In season cards are for playing with. That sounds like what they're doing. Yeah. No, I'm not disagreeing with you, Mikey. I'm not. But there's just so many classic cards, and there's gonna, for as long as Sorare's around, there's gonna be so many more classic cards. They can't make it to where like these cards just become useless, because the reason why people started playing Sorare in the first place a lot of the time was, well, not a lot of them, but people did move over because they saw like, well, I definitely used it as like why would I play FIFA if I play Sorare and my cards have 10 years worth of utility until they retire, compared to 1 year I have to rebuy the same cards over and over again on FIFA. So, but like we've kind of seen that that is a model that unfortunately works. Like, so FIFA's been around for a long time. I know you could argue it's sort of declining or whatever. I don't know their financials, but let's just argue that I do see a lot more people frustrated at Ultimate Team than maybe when it first started. So I've kind of adopted that strategy without the whole like your cards are worthless, i.e. classic. Like, they're still worth something, but is that something enough to keep people around type of thing? Maybe not. Maybe not. My chat is like glitching, lad, so I'm going to get you up on my phone because, yeah, chat's not updating as fast as I probably want it to. Let me have a look. Sorry, lads. How many likes have we got? 33 likes. Come on, there's over 100 of us in here. Please give the stream a like. Where's the chat? Here we go. Oh yeah, I'm reading it on my phone, lads, because for some reason it's not updating. Oh wow, I've missed so much here. I've missed a bunch here, lads. Sorry. Streamlabs is just messing up for me, so I'm gonna have to read it on my phone. Last week I thought Classic is too difficult, Tim says, so let's just sell my players. Last weekend, played in season contender for the first time, won a box of the TMP. Well, yeah, that's where the 50% thing comes in at in season, right? Need less high scores. Sorare All-Star says, if you go from SO5 to SO7 or 11, you would solve the problem to have multiple stacks from the same team. Yeah, you would. The variance would be a lot higher, and there's more room for error and stuff. Yeah, I kind of do agree with you there, All-Star. Boxes in season seems super unnecessary. No idea where. Yeah, I agree, Charles. I do. Kennedy, I think flipping market credits and level ups is a great idea. Plus, it incentivizes people to have classic lineups to spend on in-season, on building an in-season. What do you mean by flipping market credits, Kennedy? Like selling them? Osman and Kostic to Gala. Yeah, that's wild. That is wild, sorry, Turkey. There's simply too many entries in Classic. It's why they don't do it, in my opinion. You are paying out so many more users. There's nowhere near the numbers in season. No, I agree with you, Dave, because there's obviously less cards in season, right? You are paying to play against less players. Like, they've made that a commodity. We do get that, but I don't know. What do you think the best level is? Recommend, honestly, I don't know. I really think it's just all a gamble at the end of the day, isn't it? It's either how long you want to stay patient for, or if you're somebody that wants quantity over quality in that sense. Like, say if you have, I know you can't do it, but let's say you had 200 essence, would you rather 10 tier 5 plus boxes? I know you can't do that, but you get what I'm saying. Or do you want one tier 2 plus or one tier 1 plus or whatever? I don't know. For me, I think I'm just gonna rip them as quickly as possible personally. I just hope I get lucky, but that's my strategy. They could add contracts. One player uses one contract game week and they can reward contracts in boxes. Yeah, that's like that's an interesting thing for sure. That's like on FIFA, right? They have contracts like not fitness cards, but yeah, like contracts, right? You put them on a card and they play in the game for you on FIFA. And they could sell contracts in market. Yeah, that's an interesting one, Lionel. It is. Agent Cooper, even in season scares me. Paying a premium for cards that will become classic in May. I don't like the short-termism of Sorare now. I'm not selling my classic cards for 10 quid. Yeah, same here, mate. Same here. You would have to make the percentage lower if you flip classic and in season. There are too many classic teams. Classic 33% in season 25 would work better. Okay, yeah, that works, Bob. It doesn't have to be a complete flip. No, I'm here for that. Do you think Charles says, do you think instead of a 4-1 in season split, a 3-2 could solve some issues? Maybe, mate, maybe. And then to like kind of elaborate on that, give us more teams, if that makes sense, because there's so many classic cards going into classic. If you made it 3-2 in season, surely you'd probably want more in season lineups at that point. Do you get what I'm saying? But I do like that thought. Problem with switching to 50% boxes in classic, 50% in classic and 50% in season is a huge difference in amount. Completely right, Jolan. Yeah, no, you're completely right with this. Bob said that above. You can only give up so much essence. No, I completely agree. I mean, you could do it as long as the essence amounts are lower, right? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if they were 1, 3, and 5 instead of like 3, 5, and 15 or whatever, you know, you could then maybe give out 50%, but the actual substance in the boxes is lower, but at least it's going down to a considerable amount. I don't know. But yeah, I completely agree. You can't just swap it 1 for 1. I do agree there. FIFA makes more money than ever before by targeting the top spenders. Sorare is trying to go for the bottom spenders, and that might bite them in the arse. Yeah, I also agree with that, Rico man. They are kind of alienating the sort of higher spenders, the whales. Like, why would a whale join right now? I don't really get it. No switching market credits, classic boxes, and level ups to in-season. Sorry, Kennedy. Yeah. You've mentioned that one before, haven't you? I don't disagree with that either. I think that's a good one. FIFA is dropping contracts for next season. Interesting. Say, what's going on, mate? Sorry, lads. I'm probably miles behind on this chat, but as you can see, I'm having to read it on my phone because the chat's just broken on Streamlabs. No chance the community would accept contracts, Rob says. Yeah, I get it. I do get that. I've not got my box yet. Adrian, that's because they're not out until Tuesday. David says, I'm looking at the game now as in-season makes as much profit as possible. Then classic, use my best classics in season, and then the rest as collection points or get me essence. They are dead, unfortunately. I mean, right now, you know, if your card can't score 80 plus, it feels like they're dead most of the time, right? I'm almost caught up as well, by the way. Kennedy says, I agree, Bob. Make market credits more rare, but I think it makes way more sense to have them in classic, even if it's just $5 to $3 or 10%, 5%, 10% chance. Kenzo. Ricoman says, I didn't see you were dropping Kenzo until it was too late to tell you he was playing. Gutted, Ricoman. Yeah, I know. I almost got. I mean, we're getting a box in the Road to Glory, so we're making progress. A long-awaited box here. But yeah, Bulat. I played Bulat over Kenzo, and Kenzo obviously scored a 70-odd, didn't he? So, yeah, bit of a gutter because we would have won a card. We would have probably won a tier 4 maybe. But we're still getting promoted, so it's not all doom and gloom. Sorry, lads. Again, catching up on the chat. Didi says, what happened to merch, tickets, and other types of rewards? I've only just joined and missed about half an hour of the discussion, so not sure. No, Didi, you're right, man. No one's really mentioned that, and even I haven't myself. Like, those things are great. Are they scalable though? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think they should be somewhere, but does that solve like the scalability of like how card rewards are fixed, if that makes sense? So are tickets really, and so are merch. Like, you could argue probably everything is to that degree, but you know what I mean? Like, there's only so many of those things that can go around. I still think they're better than nothing, 100%. I'm not disagreeing there. Imagine Classic in 3 years from now if they say the same. Agree, Steph. Agree, mate. You're assuming Sorare would put the revenue earned on contracts back to the users. Ain't gonna happen, Rob says. Main problem is if they keep the current rate of minting cards, we might reach the 1,000 at limited for some cards like in December. But they're in the game of selling cards, right, Jolan? But special weeklies, Tom says. Need a burn system in place, even if it's for market credits, essence, or level ups. Albo, yeah, so this is always talked about, the burn thing. I just don't understand how it works. Getting rid of tier 5s and tier 4s and burning them doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't make the leaderboard any easier because nobody's using tier 4s and tier 5s anyway. Like, nobody's going to burn their Joey Veermans. Do you get what I'm saying? I just don't see how that really works. The amount of cards on the platform would decrease because people would burn them, but those cards don't have an effect in the game. Do you get what I'm saying? That's my only pushback on that one. Jack says he's 10 minutes behind. Yes, accumulating 500 essence will take a long time, but equally, how many times realistically can you expect to win a tier 1 star season? Good point, Jack. Yeah, it depends on the level of your gallery for sure, but yeah, not many times. I definitely agree with you there. Classic cards surely not dead when Wales have a double game week coming up. Dave, I didn't realize it was a doubler. I did not realize it was a doubler. I knew we played Fridays. What is it, Friday, Monday? Or was it Friday, Tuesday? I'm guessing Friday, Monday, but either way, that's awesome. I didn't realize we had a doubler. We will be building lineups for that in a minute. I'm going to try and guess the I can't believe. Oh, here we go. I think we might be back. Here we go. Yeah, I think we're back for some reason. Let me check. Bob Franklin. Yeah, I think we're back. I don't have to look at you on my phone now. Thank God. Also, lads, please leave a like on the stream. I know I've asked 3 times now, but it does honestly really, really help me out. Like, genuinely. Sorry, yeah, I can catch up now. Agent Cooper says, could they split the classic competitions into seasons? So a competition for 2023-24 cards, another one for 22-23. That's an interesting conversation, Agent Cooper. It is. I do think there's something there to be talked about. It could get a little bit dicey though, in some ways. You know, as far as like if people's galleries now are all over the place, I know that's on them, but you know what I mean. Like as far as years go, it does get a little bit tricky. But yeah, it does split things up. But that doesn't solve the prize issue, does it? If that makes sense. But yeah, I could be wrong. Allstar says the main problem is that you have the same amount of cards in season no matter which year. In Classic, you will get more cards every year. Completely agree. What about swapping the old card for an in-season plus cash? The issue is there, Sorare are losing revenue, right? Because say if Phil Foden's worth £1,000, the Classic version's worth 500. If you trade that Classic 500 Foden in plus 500 cash, Sorare aren't selling that Foden now for £1,000. They're selling it for 500 plus the old Foden. I can't imagine they can, like, they won't be able to sell that old Foden. So you're basically getting an in-season Foden for £500, or they're selling an in-season Foden for £500. Get me? That doesn't really work, right? That kind of just, I know it wouldn't be a 50-50 split. You know, we could argue all day about, you know, what that Foden's worth, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, they're just selling cards on discounts then, which is basically a market credit, effectively, right? Adrian says, it is just me. Oh, Adrian, yeah. Scalable, not easily, no. Yeah, I agree with you, Didi. Sorry, lads. Got a tier 4. Janetta, we cannot desire more people into the platform without reducing the chance of winning. Yeah, 100%, mate. You know, the game growing for us existing users is, in theory, a good thing, but in other ways, obviously very detrimental to the amount that we can win realistically, right? 100%. Julian says, yeah, but let's say Saka reaches 1,000 cards in December. How will they sell cards? Well, they won't sell cards. They'll take fees of secondary market sales. Like if they've already sold 1,000 cards, I know they don't sell 1,000, they sell 600 of them, right? Because 400 to get rewarded. If there's no cards being auctioned by Sorare, like Sorare want to sell their cards at the start of the season because they're worth more. A Saka in-season card is worth more at the start of the season than it is at the end of the season or in December, right? So if they can sell the majority, if not all, of their supply early on, they increase the chances of making more money, right? Because the cards are worth more at that point. They have more in-season ability, whatever you want to call it, right? And then in turn, on paper, if they have sold all the Sakas, the only people that you can buy Sakas off then is other users on the secondary market. Now, in theory, there should be less pressure. In theory, I'm not saying this works. I'm not an economist, so definitely shoot me down. But in theory, if I won one of those Sakas early on in the season, I decide to sell in January when there's no competition from auctions or instant buy. I mean, I don't set the price, but I kind of do, right? I set the market on in-season Sakas at that point, and then the market follows suit that way. So, and then in turn, Sorare then get 5% of that. So if that, let's say if Sorare was still selling cards in January and January, February, and Saka was only £100, at the start of the season he was 500. Like, there's less chance of somebody buying those in-season cards off. There's less chance of somebody buying that in-season Saka off me in January, February, if I've got Sorare to compete with from the auctions and instant buy. So Sorare are taking less of a fee, less, like they're still taking 5%, but the 5% is less than it would be if that Saka card, my Saka card that I'm trying to sell on the secondary, was going for like £200, £300, £400. That 5% is a lot more than it would be off £100 of a Saka. So, yeah, I don't know whether that made sense. Sorry, I was just completely fucking running my mouth. But, yeah, hopefully you can kind of get what I'm getting at. I'm still behind. Sorry, lads. I feel like Laird, Friday, all he did was just look at the chat, wasn't he? he just couldn't catch up, which is not a bad thing. I'm definitely not complaining. Almost a competition for early adopters who bought the first 2 or 3 seasons. Yeah, Dave, I can kind of see where you're going there. Like an exclusive club thing. We've spoken about that, haven't we? Like the whole VIP situation with like super rares and uniques. Well, why can't there be like a closed off game for players like the OGs, if that makes sense? Doesn't matter how long you've been here, 3, 4, 1, 2 years. As long as you have like OG cards, you play that tournament. Similar to what somebody said earlier with the 20, splitting up the seasons. I think bunching up some of the seasons together could work somehow. Kennedy says the problem they face is that classic cards really should have some kind of expiration date, because as we see now, the comms are overpowered, but you can't institute that now. Yeah, it's tough to bring in that type of rule now, isn't it? Is the issue. That goes against the whole, cards have utility for however long. Yeah, I agree with you, Jordan. Yeah, no one can blame. I'm not saying people don't, but people shouldn't blame Sorare for high scores, really. Well, you can with the 50% bonus. That is on them. They decided that was a thing. Yeah, I agree with you, Kennedy. But then, the whole, if they did have expire from the very beginning, I don't think this would be as big of a deal. But then that goes against their whole FIFA model. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reason why loads of people joined this game was because it wasn't FIFA. And then, if it started off as FIFA, would that make it more relatable from the start? Maybe, but does that then differentiate them from FIFA? Probably not. So there's definitely talking points there. Adrian, don't worry about your boxes. I can't do anything about your boxes right now. They should have said from the beginning, card quality, where card over time gets older and everything you use in it, and every time you use it, it loses quality, which makes it lose bonus or the amount of time you can use it. Yeah, like a deflationary sort of penalty on cards, Sebastian. I kind of see where you're going with that one. Yeah. Arthur said, sorry, it could take me 4 months to get to 50 essence, but the odds of me not getting something well is much less compared to crafting a tier 3. Yeah, I also agree with that. Jonathan says, also, if we reach 1,000 by December, we won't have those cards to be rewarded again. Right? Yeah, there's a reward issue there. Well, they would still keep, like you would still, they're never selling 1,000 cards, Jolin. They only sell 600. 400 are always kept for rewards. Do you get what I'm saying? So, yeah, get 1,000 out of your head. Like, it's not 1,000 they sell. They don't sell 1,000 cards. They sell 60%, I think it is, and they reward 40%. I'm pretty sure that's the split, or very close to it. Agent Cooper says, I wish the divisions I was putting based on how much my starting lineup is. For example, someone with a Real Madrid stack should be in Division 1, and someone with a better stack should be in Division 5. Maybe, but then that just groups all the Real Madrid stacks together. Like, same with the PSV stuff in Challenger, right? It's just a PSV fest, which I guess is on you if you want to be in the PSV fest, but I definitely see where you're going with that, Agent Cooper, for sure. Better rewards in Division 1, obviously, but I'm fed up of being against the best cards in D4 and D5. Well, so you're saying people are playing their cards down still. Yeah. Rico Man, isn't the expire when a person retires? Kind of, yeah. It kind of is. That's the natural burn mechanism, isn't it? It wouldn't surprise me if Sorare decide that cards have 5 years of utility or something. With anything earlier providing like a 10% boost on your in-season collection. I can see that happening. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, that we're all kind of going towards that type of, well, not all of us, but, you know, that's being discussed definitely in different ways in the chat. So, yeah, I can see something like that happening. If they had done this at the start, they would not be where they are right now. Exactly, Mike. I agree with you. Completely agree with you. That's what fitness was going to do, and the community shot it down. Yeah, completely agree with them, Rob. I think a good thing in Classic would be to limit it to 2 players per club, but only in Classic. But then, I do get that, Pierre, I do. But then that also completely alienates collections. Like, there's just, Sorare have pushed collections so far in our faces to where that just goes completely against it. Do you get what I'm saying? That there's an issue there. There's a contradiction. It's crazy how you get a tier 5 in under 23 limited in Division 2, but in Division 5, the same lineup gets you a tier 2. But yeah, I guess you have, you know, it depends what competitions are open to you, but you have the choice, depending on where your lineups or divisions are, you have the choice of playing, you know, wherever cards, wherever you want. Like, there's no restrictions on, you can't play Saka in Division 3 or whatever, or Division 4. You won't have 1,000 by December, it would be 600 max. Yeah, exactly, Mikey. Jordan says, yeah, I get that, but we have some cards already at 200 in total, rewards plus selling. No, they will. They will, Jordan. Don't worry. Am I being censored, Cam, by YouTube? Am I not coming up on my recommended or homepage? Or getting notifications? That's why, lads, you need to like the video. We're being suppressed. The YouTube algo, Sorare gods don't want us to know that, you know, they need to fix Classic. That's weird, though. It's a bit annoying. But yeah, thank you for letting me know, Cam. That would kill under 23 market, though. Maybe having an L15 cap for lower divisions, but that's cap mode, right? Yeah, bringing in a cap mode for lower divisions. There's definitely, that's been discussed before. That's definitely been discussed before. Mikey says, how about no one submits any size until all games have been played, and then we can put all our best current sides together? Then you can't be doing any better than you. David says, the best cards are in D4 and D5 right now, as Sorare added all new users into those divisions. So like me, who's never played Limited Prem, we're in Division 5 to start. Yeah, completely agree, Dave. That's how it's gone. Okay, I'm finally caught up. Yeah, Marcelo under 23 is a multi-entry competition. Under 23 is a multi-entry competition. How long have we been going? 50 minutes. I also think a limit of 500 rares and maybe 2,500 limiteds per player would be good, so we don't have like 6,000 Yamals when he's still under 23. Yeah, but that just makes it funky, Pierre. You can't go really doing that, I don't think. That makes it a little bit dodgy. I don't think that really works. So yeah, I mean, you know, I think in 50 minutes we've come up with quite a few, you know, semi-usable or semi-fair sort of fixes, but yeah, with every fix there's obviously a negative to that, and you know, does that negative outweigh the positive change? Sometimes not. It's a real tough one. Bagels or crumpets? Oh, it's a bagel all day, Mikey. Let's get to the real stuff now. Let's start rating and comparing foods. Yeah, bagels all day. I do like a crumpet. I won't diss a crumpet too much, but yeah, bagels are way more versatile. You can do so much more with a bagel. So much more with a bagel. Yeah, as the M-Star agrees, 100%. Sebastian says, don't like how they decide to separate tournaments with in-season and classic. It goes against what Sorare was all about. Yeah, but Seb, the way Sorare was going before, this game wouldn't be around if they didn't do that, is the issue. How many under 23 Sullivans we getting? Yeah, that's funny. Where's he to? He's 14 on his card, isn't he? Mental. Look at that. Caven Sullivan. 14. Well, what have we got going on in the chat? DD, with the volume of cards, surely at some point multi-entry needs to be expanded as well. Yeah, DD, I'm a massive advocate of that, 100%. Or even a deeper division structure once they refine the scalable rewards. I agree with you, DD. Yeah, having more than 3 in season or having more than 3 classic will definitely need to be done. I spoke about that months ago, I think, with Feda on the podcast. Like moving that to 5 or moving that to whatever 4. I don't think it solves everything, but it definitely solves something. Kennedy says, I think the problem is there's still a glaring problem with classic rewards, and with how much they've already changed, it's a bad look if they institute another big change. Maybe. Mikey says, yeah, crazy how low classic rewards are. But like, what can they do? We know they can't reward more cards, right? We know that. We kind of know that. So is there, especially for certain scarcities like super rare and unique, is there something that like money can't buy rewards have to be implemented, i.e. VIP experiences? Again, I know this is not scalable, but it definitely gives that VIP feeling to those scarcities. Does that help things? Maybe. How much? I don't know. But surely it helps somewhat. But I just don't think Sorare are like that savvy enough to really implement that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. 10,000 Sullivans while he's still under 23. Guys, forget what Sorare was about. It's all about what it is about. It's like virginity. It's not coming back. Oh, Mikey, you kill me. You bloody kill me. You absolutely kill me. Issue with Classic is, as well, rewards can't get higher. Yeah, 100%. And if there are more players come in, the rewards just keep getting smaller and smaller. Agree. One's inflationary and one's deflationary, right? Not sure you saw my 4th place finish. Yeah, I did see that, Mike. I saw you mention it on... on Twitter. Let's have a look. This one. 538. 7 points off the podium. I mean, you got your captaincy, right? You can't really do too much more there, can you? Clean sheet, goal, penalty, like what? 5 decisives there. I mean, Sorare can't do much about the score. They can't do much about the score, but they can obviously reward deeper prizes. I agree. I know you're getting a box, and this is one of the first points we mentioned on the stream was it doesn't feel like, getting a box just feels like a kick in the teeth, doesn't it? Because it's so close to, like, the difference there is mental, right? The difference between, like, Mike's in 4th, all he gets is a box. Now, you could argue, you could get essence in that box and it could turn into a card, fair enough. But you go from, like, I don't know, again, this is not on Sorare in some ways, but, like, 7-point difference between £304 plus a tier 2 super rare plus a box to, like, just a box. And he's like, I don't know. I agree. There definitely needs to be just a deep, like, more people need to win things. Like, do we need $900 for the top, £900 for the top, 400, 300? Why can't there be a few bits of cash just trickling down here to top 10? Top 10 win cash here. Even if it was 50 quid and a box, like, it's better than nothing. And I know that then makes it in season in a way because it's cash and, you know what I mean? But, like, surely to God, like, if they shaved 300 quid off this, okay, and gave £600 to the winner plus a star rare, they could literally reward from 4th to 10th, 6 places, 50 quid each. Am I not wrong? Am I not right? Yeah, Mike says just getting a box. Sorry, I'm just catching up with the chat. Lots more input, lads. There's also 130 of us in here, and I know I've said it for the 4th time now. This will be the 4th time. Please do leave it a like, lads. Genuinely. Like, can we get over 100 likes? I'm not doing this stream just for likes, but you know what I mean. Can we just make that possible? What are we on? Still on 59, lads, please. Begging here. Surely. 60 now. I'm watching it on my phone, so I'm keeping an eye, and I will be on to you. 61. Thank you, lads. Mikey says, put yourself up as a reward, 1% chance. Mate, I think people would just not even want that. They just give it back to Sorare, and you go, you know what? You can keep that reward. you don't want to meet me. Or they don't want to meet me. Which I don't blame them at all. Not sure you saw my... Yeah. Cosmetics with XP bonuses. Yeah, Totoro, you're onto something there. Should be 0.38 entries and only 3 rewarded. Surely that's too low. Feels low. Feels low. Arthur says, like the stream for captaincy luck. Appreciate you, Arthur. I think segregating divisions, maybe not a comp per season, but paired together 2 seasons per comp, then you are almost... But then you almost have to get rid of divisions. Yeah, the divisions then would be per year, wouldn't they? Or per 2 years rather than the actual divisions. For sure. If they bring out paid cosmetics that gives bonuses, I will be out. That will only help the whales. Fair enough, Rico man. I hate bringing up FI, but one thing I liked about that there was a daily game week, so to speak. I'd like it if only fixtures over a 24-hour period counted. And then they'd be too much rewarded every day too. Yeah, but then I think that Agent Cooper, I get the idea, but then surely on Sorare that would encourage stacks to the moon, right? Like, because you need all your players playing in the same day. I think that, ideally you'd probably want them in the same team in that sense. Seb, well, how do you fix that? They have to fix that. They have to fix that to be able to scale. They can't. I don't know if you're replying to me, Seb, here. Sorry, I'm just reading it out. They can't get people to play the game if rewards in Classic keep getting smaller and smaller. Dear Egan, what's going on, mate? 72 likes now, by the way. Super is just dead, to be honest. Agree, Ruka, man. Agree. It does feel that way. What we got? The podium financial rewards have always been an issue. When limited were introduced, the podium prizes were so high, the whales got involved and prices skyrocketed. I just don't see why we need the cash just to, cover the top 3 here in Classic. Why can't it trickle down to 10th? 50 quid is so much better than nothing. I know you're still getting a box, but 50 quid in a box is so much better than just a box. Like, so much better. It's ridiculous. So, especially in this market. So, that wasn't the purpose of limited, Mikey says, as far as the prices and stuff. Yeah, I do agree with that as well. With the current state of the game, Patrick says, with a small budget, in your opinion, is it better to have several cheap teams, squads to chase boxes, or 1 to 2 strong teams? I'd always say 1 to 2 strong teams personally, mate. Just ban PSV. Yeah, that also is true, Kai. It also does come back to just ban PSV, doesn't it? I agree. Kennedy says, can't lie, if they bought out cosmetics that didn't give any boost, I'd 100% still buy them. If I could see the stats of my cards, I'd buy that all day long, or like a badge that shows I've won a comp. Agreed, Kennedy. Yeah, I'm not here for, like what Rico Man says, I'm not here for cosmetics that like boost cards XP wise. I think it's all about things that aren't impacting gameplay. That should be the extent of cosmetics, in my opinion. Things that can't affect gameplay. Like you said, boxes, badges, cases for cards, whatever it is, it just can't affect gameplay. I think that just screws it. 73 likes, lads. We are 27 away, and I won't. After we get to 100, I won't mention it. Okay, that's a deal. So please just give it a like. Please, please, please. Like Bundesliga Classic this week, I got 700 for first. Why not 500 and pay 50%? Yeah. Sorare have never seemed to grasp that one, though, Kennedy. They've never seemed to grasp the whole, like, we want more winners, if that makes sense. Like, even at the top of things. Like, this is just so concentrated, top 3 cash here. Like, never mind top 3 cards. The fact that it's top 3 cash and cards. Like, I don't know. It's a weird one. It's a real weird one. Maybe an unpopular opinion, but if you cover the Eredivisie and the Turkish superpower, don't bother and just cover the Saudi League too. I mean, at this point, with the amount of good cards going to Saudi, smack it into contender. It wouldn't really change too much, would it? I don't think. Mikey Bass, it probably does more good than harm, I think, in contender. Mikey says, if you ban PSV, wouldn't there just be Besiktas stacks? Yeah, but come on. Besiktas doesn't have a Joey Veerman. They have a Gedson Fernandez, but they don't have a Joey Veerman. And they don't have a Basagli. Or they don't have a Luke de Jong. There's just too many in that. PSV are just too good for that league. It's just ridiculous. D. Egan says, cheers for the advice keeping the Liverpool stack high. What's my TAA goals against. I don't know what GA means. Sorry, away from. Oh, you were goal. Sorry, from getting a tier 1, but just happy to get boxes. Yeah, sorry, you were goal assist away. My bad. Oh, that's tough. But at least, yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing, isn't it? I'd be very happy with cosmetics that would just personalize my cards. Agreed, Jolan. I agree. Like, I've got so many, well, not that many, but I have like so many old cards that like this Flo Louise. Like, some of these cards are just like so much history, you know. Like this deal here was like the first deal I made to get into under 23. Like, when I bought all these cards here, this was literally the first deal I made, because at the time all these were under 23. Joel Drommel, Louise, Diaby, of course, and Tapsoba, they were all under 23, and I was like, you know what? Let me give under 23 a go. And that was literally the start of the under 23 journey for me. But yeah, and he's the only one left. I don't know. It'd just be nice to have, because he's won me a load of divisions. Like, I'd love to be able to flip this round and go, you know what? I won under 23 rare on this time. I won under 23 rare pro on this day, whatever. And I won this card. You know, things like that. Like, it's so easy to do. So easy. Well, I'd hope it's easy. Big winners are better for social media clicks. Yeah, but I don't think whether you've won 900 quid or 300 quid, I just don't think it makes that much of a difference in that specific, in that specific, example. Sorry, I'm just catching up. Ban PSV stat. I think one side was asking for a jackpot. That's why they did more for top 3. Yeah, but even 900 quid's not a jackpot, though. Let's be honest. Like, let's be real. Especially in super rare. Like, that isn't a jackpot. If it was like 5 grand, fair enough. That is a jackpot. But 900 quid is just not a jackpot. So you might as well just split it up at that point, you know? Give me that Tonali. That Tony Saudi utility, Alex says. I just meant this week, RE PSV. Yeah, but did Besiktas smash them that much? Like, I know they did well, but I don't know. I'm just... how did they do? Okay, so they won 2-0. Like, there's only 2 scores above 80 there. I don't know. I just don't see that being as impactful. 75 lads. 75 likes, lads. Come on. 25 left, please. With all that's going on in Classic, it's given me an incentive to jump and complete my Roma collection for half what it would cost me over the summer. That's, every positive definitely, or every negative definitely has a positive attached to it there, and AZ's found it. Fair play. Wonder what will happen with Flo now the Schmidt's gone. They're going to buy Ataroglu, or whatever his name is, the winger. Yeah, I don't know what's going to go on with Benfica. It definitely feels like there's going to be a shake-up there, doesn't it? That Flow trade is so old, you were under 23. Was I under 23 at that point? I think I was. Yeah, I probably was. I did have utility at that point. Now I'm just washed up. Did you see... Yeah. Turbo. I actually had him in a lineup. He's winning me a box. I actually won that. Yeah, Nick... Is it Vajinger? Viagova? I don't know how to pronounce it, but... However you pronounce it, I did win a box from him. Yeah, there he is. I didn't captain him, unfortunately, but I did throw him in there. 3 clearances off the line. So ban teams with star players. It's only a joke. Only a joke. In other news, Kjaersgaard's injury is such a blow. I know, 6 months, isn't it? PSV for this year or last year is just like Ajax when the platform was formed. A good team will always be stackable. Yeah, they really are. Like, Timber is Bosagli. I know they had Lisandro and Blind as well. I think Ajax... I'd argue Ajax are... Wow, are they... Was the old Ajax team, SO5 score-wise, better than this PSV side? There's definitely a conversation to be had there. There's definitely a convo. Sporting did well on a hard game. Yeah, they beat Porto, didn't they? 2-0. Pote scored really well. Well, they all scored pretty well. Apart from Trincao and the midfielders. Mikey says, if you won £900 off a £50 ACCA, you'd still be shouting about it. Same in limited. Yeah, but that's the issue. Well, I guess it's not the issue, but that kind of only happens now in limited, really, doesn't it? It feels like, anyway. Okay, let's get off the classic talk for a little bit. I'm gonna try and predict the Welsh lineup, and then I'm gonna for the double game week. Let's go main color. Let's go all red. All red. Now in goal, I don't know what's going to happen because they've they've allowed Carl Darlow to be in the squad after rejecting us for the last couple of years. So new coach Bellamy. Yeah, I think we're going to go with a 4-3-3 if I had to guess. I don't think he drops Ward yet. But the fact that Darlow's in the squad does make me think that could happen at some point. Or at least try him in one of these games. They've brought Beck into the squad. I don't think he starts unless... they're Nations League games. I just don't think they're going to risk that yet. I'm just going to do it by Connor Roberts. The issue is you've got Rodon, Mepham, and Ben Davies, and Cabango. Mepham, Rodon. Like if they go a back four, either Nico or Ben Davies or Mepham or Rodon aren't playing, basically. Like if Ben Davies goes left back, then you're obviously going to go Rodon and Mepham here. So that's kind of an issue. Mikey says, Wales talk about... Mike, you are Welsh. King Kumas on the wing. Did he get in the squad? No, he didn't. He should be in the squad, though. He definitely should be in the squad. I think he will work his way in for sure. Like I said, I think it will be a 4-3-3 up front. Not up front, but just in general. There's no Di Brooks. So there's no... Ampadu plays. Ramsey has to play. There's no way you don't have Ramsey, and he's just made him captain if he's fit. Jordan James probably. The midfield three is quite easy to predict, I would say, and then up front, I'm pretty sure Dan James has got a hammy injury, so Dan James is out. It's got to be Chief Keef, Harry Wilson, and Brennan, right? Oh, Kumas is in the squad. Sorry, mate. I completely didn't even see that. Thumbs down for that slur. That's definitely not a slur. How have we got 123 of us watching me watching me guess the Wales lineup? Love that, lads. Love that. Yeah, it's either if we go 5 at the back or 4, I can't see how Nico Williams doesn't play because he's playing week in, week out in the Premier League. Like, let's be real. Like, Nico plays somewhere. I just don't see how Ben Davies doesn't then fit in. So could it be Davies there and Mepham doesn't play? I can definitely see that. I think that makes a little bit more sense. Like, Nico plays week in, week out in the Prem. Connor Roberts playing in the Championship. Rodon plays in the Championship. Okay, Ben Davies doesn't really play right now, and Mepham doesn't either, so that doesn't really change much. Ampadu's playing week in, week out, as is Ramsey. Jordan James just signed for Rennes, and then you've obviously got Brennan playing in the Prem. Kiefer Moore missing pens in the Championship, and Wilson comes off the bench in the Prem. So, you're kind of rewarding players who are playing football there, really, right, with what you've got. There's not much else around that you could really do. The only thing, like I said, is... I mean, to be fair, Mark Harris is on fire as well. In the Championship. So, Kiefer / and I know Bellas likes Mark Harris as well. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Brianna's in the chat. That's funny. Hello, Brie. Too many injured. Oh, no way, Kennedy. Are you serious? Too many got injured in France training. Fucking hell. That France squad, I tell you, is just cursed. Absolutely cursed. Do we know what exactly early access will be revealed? I think, we don't know exactly. They haven't said, but sometime in September, Jolan. Yeah, I think this is what we go in with the limited amount of like sort of choices or options we have, I think this is the play. And Mepham probably misses out, because then you've got a left-sided. I mean, he's not a centre back, but he can play there obviously in Davies. Rodon right-footed. I know Nico's right-footed as well, but he obviously plays a bit inverted there. I think that makes the most sense, to be honest. Obviously, I need to add percentages in there as well. Foot injury, flipping out. Just after he scores like 50 AA as well. Unbelievable. Valverde good enough to run the whole midfield. Yeah, I agree, Sam. He definitely is, isn't he? He definitely is. Yeah, I don't know. I think this makes the most sense. I'm going to add some percentages, because why not? I'll just throw this on Twitter in a bit. There's no way Rodon doesn't play for me. Now this, I will do. Davies. I'll do that as the 50-50. Oh, that's annoying. How do... is it... okay. Can I add a text? I can't add a text box, can I? That's annoying. Okay. Just Modric left in. So Bellingham, Camavinga, Tchouaméni and Ceballos injured. Yeah, unbelievable. Real went from having like the deepest midfield to having 6. Insane. I tell you what, man. I'm telling you, that French squad is cursed, lads. All it does is just get players injured. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do this, right? Because I can't add the... Yeah, I guess I could do that. Yeah, that's pissing me off. I could just explain it, couldn't I, actually, in the text? Like when I tweet it, maybe. Am I missing anything obvious here? Really? Ollie Cooper, yeah, Josh Sheehan, Sober Thomas, Kiefer, Dan James isn't in the squad, I don't think. I honestly only think the only toss-ups are yeah, Kiefer Moore and Mark Harris, and then Ben Davis and Mepham. Yeah, you got to get yourself a Modric, mate. Got to get yourself a Modric. He's the boy. I love my Modric. Best £33 I've ever spent on this platform. Absolutely adore him. What a guy. Fun fact, I did name my bearded dragon after Luka Modric. It was one of my my Christmas presents as a kid. Luka the bearded dragon. Lads, did we get to 100 likes? That is the big question. That is the big question. Let's have a look. Marky Harris is on fire, isn't he, for Oxford? He is on fire. How many likes we got? 82, lads. 18 likes left. Surely we can get to 100. Surely to God. Yeah, I don't think I'm missing too much here. I think it'll look a little bit more like this, though. Or maybe a bit more like that. And then make it look a bit more funky. But I do think we'll go 4-3-3. I just don't... Like, we do have the players for 5 at the back, but if we do 5 at the back, one of one of Ramsey, Ampadu, or Jordan James aren't playing, I don't think. Because if we bring in Mepham and Davis in here as a back five, like Jordan James or Ampadu doesn't play. And I just don't think that protects Ramsey enough. Like I think Ramsey needs 2 runners in their midfield for him to have the license to kind of do what he wants up front. Or not up front, but in the 10 or whatever. So I'm going to assume we do something like that. Whether it could be Brennan on the left, on the right, sorry, and Wilson on the left. That could definitely work. But I definitely think that's along the lines of what we're going to look like. It's annoying because Carl Darlow doesn't even have... Like if he does become our number 1, there's literally like hardly any cards of his. 1 super rare, which Tekers owns. 7 rares, which Charles has one of them. Sorare Stack has one as well. And then 60 limited, which is just really annoying. I don't know. I'd be shocked if he completely dropped Ward straight away. Like, I really would. But, I don't know, man. New manager. He just might not rate him at all. And, that would definitely mean he gets bombed, maybe. Yeah, I don't normally stream for midweek's top. It's probably because I can't make a stream Thursday. And obviously it's international break, right? So everything's all over the shop. But, Mikey, I thought you were Welsh. Or did I just completely get that wrong? I genuinely thought you were Welsh, Mike. Or have I just got that wrong and you're not Welsh? Ward is terrible. Ward is terrible, but like, I know we can't just go off market value. So like, hear me out. Like Carl Darlow. Like if Carl Darlow is worth less than Danny Ward, then there's a big issue, right? Carl Darlow, 300k. I know he's 2 years older. I know this is not the whole test of this, but Danny Ward's worth like nearly 2 mil. So it's like, is Darlow better than him? Really? Maybe he is, and that could be a thing, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Tobe said he missed it. That's all good, mate. We had a good chat. We had a good chat about the issues in Classic and stuff right now. Chat was amazing. Chat was on fire, so fair play. I'm not going to build lineups on stream now. I've decided I'll do that off stream. I've only got like 10 to do. No, neither of them are playing games of football. No. Neither of them are playing games of football. Barrero's a player, kind of cheap, starts to perform well in 23. I like Barrero. I used to own a Barrero card. Yeah, I do like Leandro Barrero. Good player. 14 quid. Yeah, I used to have a rare card. He's a good player. Didn't realize he scored that well last game, though. What did he do? He won a pen. Yeah, he's a good player. He went through a nice little purple patch here, which really helped him, and then kind of fell off the face of the earth. But yeah, he plays for Luxembourg. I actually have a teammate of his. What's his name? How am I gonna find him? Under 23, forward. I know he plays in the Bundesliga. Where is he to? Oh, does he play in the Bundesliga? Have I just got that? Oh, I must have sold him. I sold him. I had a Luxembourg forward, but I must have sold him. Can't even think of his name right now. Someone in the chat will have to get me on that one. Who was the... He went on loan last season to somebody, and he did his ACL. Can't think of his name. Tobe says, biggest issue with Classic is perception on rewards from users. People still stuck in threshold brain. I think, yeah, I think we definitely covered that. I think that was... Yeah, one of the big things that Sorare aren't doing a great job on right now. Yeah, it is the perception of things. I grabbed it, Gerson. Ooh. As in Gerson Fernandez? Who's he playing for? Am I just being stupid? Who's his... Oh, as in all Gerson for Flamengo. Well, that'd be Gedson, wouldn't it? Oh, I'm guessing you did buy this guy then, yeah? Interesting. Flamengo played, are they? Oh, the Lux. Yeah. That's it. Yvandro Borges. You got it. Yeah, Josh. You got it, mate. You got it, mate. When a team smashes, it's really hard to beat them with Barca 7 as a huge outlier. Yeah, but we had it. There's always that's the problem. There's always one of those happening every weekend. Is that a problem? I don't know, but that is happening. Like, that is a thing. Gerson Rodriguez, Luxembourg. Okay. Okay. I've managed to I have a specialist team actually. Yeah, I've built this one. What do we think? Verdong playing for Indonesia. Juan playing for Korea. Hopefully he plays, whatever. Portuguese defensive stack. And Enzo in midfield at home to Chile. I think that's pretty fun. It fits like the L15s and stuff. I have a couple of other options. I could go Modric, Pedri. Basically Modric, Pedri or Enzo effectively there. I don't think Pedri starts, so it is probably Luka against my defensive stack. Or like I said, yeah, Enzo at home to Chile. I think I'd prefer Enzo at home to Chile there. What's that? 1,000 players so far. 10% boxes. I hate this screen, by the way. This look. Yeah, this is diabolical. This part here. Horrible. I like this one. The other one's shocking. Just for midweek FOMO. I get it. Champion season or La Liga in season. What's best to play? Depends what your cards are, really, Seb. Like, are they in, like, can they play in a native, like, can they play in La Liga? Can they play in Prem? Or can they only play in Champ? I think that kind of, yeah, helps with that. I had to FOMO into some keepers because I have Sweden with a good matchup. But Olsen's injured. Ooh, who's the Swedish keeper beyond that then? Or I guess we don't have that. You just bought other ones. Like, what are we doing here? This is the specialist. I guess there's not a leaderboard yet, but what are the? Yeah, they've got the 60% in there, 1%, which is kind of fun, I guess. 2 stars. It's whatever. It's fine. So I should make an update to someone to be able to burn your classic cards for essence. Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. ILT. It doesn't work because people are only. I think Tobe will let you know that in the chat as well. Tobe's a big advocate of anti burning. Like, it just doesn't fix anything because people aren't going to burn their good cards. So what are we doing? Just getting rid of tier 4s and tier 5s for essence? That ain't going to work. There's no benefit there for Sorare. Like, it just don't work. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't work. If all of your cards are La Liga, yeah, I agree, Flores. Agree. It depends, yeah, Seb, it depends what card you're going to buy. That's the thing. Like, if you buy La Liga cards, you're better off probably playing them in La Liga. Burning cards does nothing at all. It doesn't, I can't see what you've said, sorry, Tobe, because it doesn't help any of the issues people try to fix. Agree. Completely agree. It's one of those things that, like, sounds great for users, but it just doesn't make any sense for Sorare, and yeah, I just don't think it makes any sense. I spelled Ramsey wrong as well. Shock. Here we go. Ramsey 8%. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Ooh, okay. Right, I'm gonna love you and leave you there, lads. I think I'm gonna build some lineups for the members now off stream. I think Quinny's live. So I'm actually live with Quinny in an hour, and Sam Ty. We're gonna be discussing Premier League transfer windows and who he thinks won and whatever. So yeah, be round on Quinny's channel for that. If you've not left a like, lads, on the stream, please do. Did we get to 100? That would genuinely make my day if we got to 100 likes. I know probably 100 of you don't like me, and that's fine. But if you can just pretend and let let YouTube know. 86, lads, come on, please. Before I leave the stream, can that get up to 100, please? Yeah, I think Sammy Boy's going to come on top, which will be fun. We've booked him in. I think he was with Sky Sports earlier. Now he's with the main boys this evening. So Lid said it well. People try and get rid of crap cards for free, but yeah, I agree. 88 likes, lads. 12 left. Please, I'm begging. yeah. So I need to build lineups for members, and then I'll be live in an hour with Quinny and Sam. And then, yeah, some rewards and stuff tomorrow. I don't have any card rewards, shock horror. But I do have like 7 boxes, so that should be semi-fun. And I will be ripping this super rare essence tomorrow, regardless of what happens. Well, obviously we need to get above 20, but we've got 3 super rare boxes coming. So if we could get to 50, I would be happy. Be happy for that if that happened. But if it doesn't, then we're definitely ripping the tier 5 plus. So yeah, that should be pretty fun. And if we get anything in rare, then great. And we are getting a limited box as well. So hopefully we get 10 essence tomorrow, and the road to glory is flying, and we can get our first crafted card. And yeah, all going well. Sam going big. Sam's always been on Sky, to be fair. He's been on Sky for a while. Off to watch Aba Levante. Love that, Arthur. Enjoy. 91 likes, lads. 9 more, please. Maybe all of you that are left here now, only 85 of us left, have already liked it. So maybe I'm just asking guys that have already liked it to like it, and that's fine. Yeah, and we do have a little star tomorrow as well. Kennedy's right. Kennedy's had another win for the for the member section. And we just got a member right at the end. Luis Flores, thank you so much, mate. Get yourself in the Discord. You get yourself... Yeah, you got lineup. Well, I'll be building lineups later on, so get your lineups requests into the Discord. But welcome, mate. We are very, very close, lads, to 100 members, by the way. When I say very close, I mean like ridiculously close. I'm talking like maybe 1 or 2 away. So I will have to do maybe a nice little giveaway, I think, for 100 members. But yeah, honestly, means the world to me. Luis, thank you so much. Or Louise, sorry. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Celebrating my game week with a membership. Oh, mate, genuinely, that means the world to me. It really, really does. Get yourself in the Discord, mate. We've got a wicked little Discord going on right now. So many good guys in there, and yeah, all encouraging each other and helping each other, become better Sorare players. So 100 members, Harry's going big time. You got Sam Ty on Sky, and then there's me with my 100 members. But no, I'm proud of it. It's amazing. I love the member side of things. It's been the best. Honestly, one of the biggest reasons why I just still love playing Sorare, just because of having like a little community of us. Is just if it wasn't for that, I don't know where I'd be. But I really do appreciate it. DD says, I wonder if the game modes eventually have to fully evolve into specialist cap modes completely. You need to incentivize buying top cards, but also including lower averages increases variety of lineups. I completely agree. I definitely think some sort of cap mode needs to come back. Some sort of beat the game mode needs to come back. We need it. Otherwise, I just don't know where this game goes. I really don't. As far as like, if your card can't score 80 right now, your card is rubbish. Like you just shouldn't be using a card if it can't score 80 outside of goalkeepers. You know what I mean? Like if your card cannot score 80 points, it feels like that card is worthless right now. Most of the time in these competitions where you're trying to beat the PSVs and whatever, you just got no chance. So like what DD's saying, there needs to be some sort of at least beat the game mode where it's you versus you or you versus the game or whatever. Or, you've got specialist cap modes, whatever it is, to where it does give you a reason to go scout the lower L15 guys that do have a chance on a given game week to pop off and outscore their L15. So, I'm definitely here for that. Specialist is fun. I can see it in midweeks become more and more. Yeah, midweeks is great for that, but I think we do need something on the weekends as well. I know we had tacklers this weekend or whatever, special weeklies, but there needs to be something more prevalent, I think. Give people a real reason to go out and just, buy these lower L15 cards from time to time. 100%. Tobe said, I miss Cap 240 as a low-budget player. That game would... Yeah, I agree, mate. All of us, I think all of us kind of started playing Sorare from the cap mode. 100%. I mean, we missed the 240 because of the cash. We don't miss the actual competition in a weird way. We miss the cash, realistically. But I agree. There definitely needs to be a beat the game mode without cash. It's not that that's the perception. You don't need 80 across the board to win boxes. No, but Tobe, if you want to win anything of value, let's be real, you need 80s. And when I say of value, I mean like to get into like the cards, right? I'm not saying boxes don't have value, but if we're talking like winning like legit things, like legit, then you do need 80 plus. Simple as. Most of the time. Seb says, what if I'm not going to buy specific La Liga? Seb, they're all hard. That's the thing, mate. They're all hard. Like, there's no right or wrong answer. All these competitions are hard. It just depends on how good the players are you're buying. Simple as. I've always liked the thought of a daily comp where rewards are quite shallow. I play Friday only lineup, but cards are not allowed in that weekend game week 2. I think that just confuses. I get what you're saying, DD, but I don't know. I just think that confuses things a little bit. Ben, this is what I'm saying. I don't get it either. It's like as if they have to pay to like the video. I get it, Ben. Well, I get what you're saying, 100%. Like, yeah, you know, it's not hard to click like on a video if you've got an account. You know, it's just really not. 7 away we are, lads. 93 likes. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I'll be live literally in like 50 minutes with Sam and Quinny on Quinny's channel, so get over there to go watch that. Oh no, Produce down scored. Gutted for you, Tob. But yeah, catch you in about an hour, so I'm going to build some members lineups off stream. And Louise, thank you so much for becoming a member, mate. Genuinely means the world to me. And yeah, almost at 100 members, lads. Appreciate you all, and I'll catch you in about an hour.